Hey guys, I am DM Zone. This is Gamers Oasis. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Cure Disease spell. In this spell, we're going to give you 4 reasons why you need to have this spell. Now, I recommend before you can even cast it to carry it around on a scroll and to have that on your cleric, or I guess potentially the thief technically could do it. So this is a thing that can happen if and when it is ever needed. I think it's an odd assumption to just assume that the cleric is going to be the only one in the game to be able to do it. That is how the spell is kind of laid out, but when the original 3 rulebooks came out, that was it. Later, they do have the thief class, which is able to read scrolls, and they also have the paladin class, which is able to actually be immune to disease and be able to remove disease themselves after 5th level. So in original Dungeons and Dragons form, typical form, this spell lacks a huge amount of detail, and I feel like it kind of fits into what the referees were wanting to do, or what Gary was wanting to do with the referees, which is to allow them the ability to decide what and how they're including it. Like, one of the major things I think you have to really decide if you're going to do is this spell going to be an actual heal spell? It says cure, and it kind of falls in the healing line. But if you're going to do that, is this spell going to be 10 minutes long? I think it fits in that category and it looks good there. I think it puts some urgency in some things, but I wouldn't have a disease do damage within 10 minutes because you're taking 10 minutes to cast it. I don't think the disease needs to do more. The mechanisms in the game already do a lot by having to spend 10 minutes to do that cure. And I feel like that's one of the points that makes it interesting as a healing spell. So here are the 4 reasons I was talking about at the very beginning of this video why you should take this spell or have this spell on someone. Okay, first off, green slime. Green slime hits organic material, anything that's not stone or steel essentially, and it will destroy it and eat it. When it gets on the human skin or animal skin or whatever type of skin, it never fully gets removed, and even spores can remain, allowing it to rehydrate and cause problems in the future. The way you have to remove it from your skin is with a cure disease spell. If you don't know that, that's a huge problem. Wildly important. Lycanthropes. Now, a lot of gray area in how and if you can be affected. When I talk about lycanthropes specifically, I'll talk about how I do lycanthropes. Let's just say that if you have enough damage that there's a potential you could be affected by this disease. And while it's not like super critical that day, there is a time frame window, and sometimes you don't know until it's at a crisis that you have to cure that disease before the worst possible thing happens to that person besides death, maybe even more than death. The last one that I'm going to talk about that's related to a creature is mummy rot. Mummy rot allows you to heal at 1/10 the speed. So if you're in a hospital healing, you heal 1 hit point every 10 days. Now, while a single cast of the spell doesn't immediately get rid of it, it does greatly improve how quickly you heal. Mummies are crazy in this version of the game, especially if you're not prepared for them. And not having cure disease when you're going up against mummies is a problem. And because these things could be literally behind any door you open after a certain amount of levels in the dungeon, these things are an imminent threat. And the 4th main reason why you need to have this spell is because it's not listed. So if you're ever grouping with other people and all they've read is this little text from book 1, and all they have is this knowledge, then they're not going to have it. They're not going to be prepared, and they're going to be relying on the next person, which might be you or your henchman or your rogue, or you just carrying a scroll of cure disease on your fighter and then handing it to the cleric so he can cure that disease off of the magic user or whatever. Anyways, guys, did I get this right? Did I get this wrong? Let me know in the comments down there what you think. Let me know what you would do differently. Thank you. Have a great day and keep rolling those dice. Bye.